Hi, I am Dylan James, and you are listening to TorqueTalks. Today, I have with me Alex Kerwood and Mike Guthrie.
What up?
Yo.
So, guys, to start off, first, why don't each of you tell me a little bit about yourselves?
So I am, I'm 22 years old, from Philadelphia.
You need me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I got this. So, I'm Michael Guthrie. I'm 22 years old. My birthday is March 10th. My PayPal account for that. No, I'm from Kansas City, and I enjoy long walks on whatever kind of beach I can find there. That reminds me of a beach, perhaps, I guess. No, not really. I enjoy tricking, and I enjoy teaching karate, and I enjoy doing karate and learning. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. It looks like Alex has recovered, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to him now. He's got this.
Yo, it's Alex Kerwood. Right now I am 22 years old. I'm from Philadelphia. Moved out to Colorado when I was 19, so it's like 2.5 years ago now. Enjoying it. It's been a gathering since I moved, and now I'm just hanging out, working for the Denver Nuggets, doing trampoline dunk shows, and trying to build the tricking community out here.
And yo, shout out to Alex, because your boy got your boy into the game. And that was cool. So yeah, that was the first time I really got to watch a whole NBA game. Shouts out to Alex Kerwood. That's what's up.
Gotta hook up the homies.
Yeah, and that's actually not the first team you've been on, right? How many have you?
So with the Denver Nuggets, I'm now going on my second year with them. And before that, when I lived in Philadelphia, I worked for the 76ers flight squad. And with them, I traveled overseas twice and got to perform with them. And I was an awesome group of breakdancers and trickers, some really good friends of mine. And now I'm out here doing the same.
So how'd you get into something like that?
Tryouts. You can apply online. So anyone can go out there and just get a job like that, especially if you can do flips. But a lot of people don't do flips on the job, but they got a great personality. So we just hang out and perform and do whatever. So yeah, you can go get a job in tricking and perform in front of 20,000 people. You can do a backflip even. That's the basic.
So that's what provoked you. You were just like, I know how to do flips. I want to get paid while I'm doing flips. This looks like a place I could get paid to do flips.
Yeah, I switched gyms when I was living back home to train in a different facility, and the guys that worked there had already been on the team for a year. And when I turned 18, went to go try out. And then starting then, I've been working with the Sixers team, and now 2 years after that, in 2 years with the Nuggets now.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you just got back from a trip to, where was it, London?
Yep, London. I was in there for a week for the Global Games 2017 performances. It's like a overseas playoffs for American teams. And we did trampoline dunk shows, we did some tricking performances, and we got to hang out and see the fans over there. And that was a good time, and now I'm back, ready to train.
Yeah, he actually just released a iPhone dump London from that. If you guys haven't seen that, you should pop over to his YouTube, and it's also available on the Torque YouTube to check those out. And speaking of new samplers, Mike, you just dropped a new sampler today. When did you start editing that sampler?
Oh, it's Tuesday. I edited like all of Monday pretty much, and it took me about 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours, I think. But let's go back to something really quick. I want to rewind. I want to tell Alex that he needs a pretzel for that accomplishment and the amount of success he's had in doing the flight squad and dunk team. I think that's super cool. And the traveling, that's awesome. He's living it up. So he definitely needs a pretzel. Okay, anyways, yeah, we can continue on now with what you were asking. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
new sampler, that's right.
Your new sampler. First off, it's called Teenager. Why is it called Teenager?
So I've been tricking for a little over 13 years now. So yeah, I called it teenager because I'm kind of in my teenage years of tricking at this point in time, and just wanted to kind of display that and celebrate that, I guess, as 2017 kind of marks a new year to learn about new things. So,
yeah. So, and then is this something that you had been planning for a while, this sampler, or how did this come about?
The name and the song choice, the first one at least, were for sure planned out for a while. I just had intentions of coming down to Colorado and tricking a lot and capturing as much footage as possible, and ended up capturing some footage to make for a video, I guess. Yep, and ended up working out. I guess like my kind of moral behind the whole teenager thing with tricks is that like teenagers, that's kind of like the time that you're transcending into an adult. So you're learning a lot of things and you hit a lot of growth spurts. So that's kind of like my idea behind being a teenager and tricking. I want to encourage and say to myself that it'll be a little more of a growth spurt at this time rather than slowing down. Because you'd see a lot of people that were tricking as long as I have, or or even longer, or just whenever people have been tricking for a long time, they tend to either fade out or plateau or something. And I just want to aim for doing cooler things at all times.
That's awesome. That's really exciting to hear. I love that mentality of like not being ready to burn out. You're like, nah, we're just getting started.
Yeah, I really love and enjoy tricking, so I just want to push myself as far as I can go, really, just because I adore it. That's really the only reason why. I just really like it and want to push myself a little harder than I had the time before.
Yeah, well, we can all see that as we watch your videos,
right on.
And we are just amazed that it looks so simple for you. It really does. It looks so easy as you're moving through the air. And then, when we go out and try and mimic those things, we realize, oh, it's not quite as easy as he makes it look.
I can't wait for the 22nd year sampler.
Oh my gosh. How's it going? I'm going to do my back tuck now, Alex. That's what's that's gonna be the intro of that sampler.
Have a cane touchdown rise.
A cane down rise. It'll be changed. It'll be transcended into a new name at that point. CDR, cane down rise.
Oh man.
Carbon fiber spine.
Well, yeah,
exoskeleton.
We're all gonna be
Future
bionic.
Pivot quint will be just easy.
It's gonna be crazy.
You'll do that when you're looking for the remote.
Get hurt, limbs are us. Got you hooked up.
Oh, the future's gonna be so great. So, speaking of limbs are us, how, Mike, have you gone as long and far as you have without obliterating every piece of yourself?
I think the only tricking related injuries I've had was I can't remember the year. I'd say I was like 14, maybe 15 or something around that time, and I did a double cork on like carpet, and it was really thin carpet, so it was just concrete right under it, and it was just a pivot double cork, and I didn't really have those on lock at that point in time, so I just landed super duper hard, and it broke my foot. So yes, I broke my foot tricking. That was stupid because it was on hard floor. That's the first tricking injury. And the second one was when I tried cartwheel full in back out, and I landed flat on my face and my knee. I got a concussion. I tore my MCL, strained my LCL, and bruised my patella. And yes, that was not all that fun. So those were my main two tricking injuries outside of other concussions, and that's pretty much it.
Did you have surgery for that?
No, I just had a bunch of time off and had a kind of like a physical therapist or like a sports therapist kind of guiding me through some things to make sure that I was taking the proper steps. He said that by the way that he was feeling around on things and whatnot, that it wasn't really too serious. It was like a really minor tear.
So again, I ask, how?
An MCL,
because you've been doing this. You just said
MCL
for 13
really need
years
surgery.
And
I did not know that.
And you're talking only 2 or 3 sort of minor injuries. Like they were fairly major, but in the grand scheme of things, they didn't really set you back or take you out for too long from tricking. How is your body able to do all of these things? Like, do you do a lot of cross training? Do you eat something special? Do you like
martial
drink
arts
a
has
Coca-Cola
definitely
every
helped
morning?
with a lot of cardio.
What's the deal?
I think martial arts has helped with a lot of cardio and just kind of getting me to my athletic ability where I am now. I definitely think I need to train more. I need to lift more. I need to push myself better in the health department as far as eating. I have been, as far as the last couple of months, changing up my diet quite a bit. But as you travel, sometimes it's not always super easy to eat the healthiest of things. So my diet has been somewhat lacking lately. And by somewhat, I mean it's kind of pitiful. Like I'm about to eat a Valencia peanut butter filled pretzel nugget. So if you can just kind of judge that, you can go off of that right there. But yeah, it is definitely important to have a healthy diet, cross-train, stay fit, push your body in other ways so that you can excel with tricking because it's a super high-impact athletic sport.
I agree. I just think the biggest training benefit would to be continuously doing things outside of session, just so you're not going to session and then trying to utilize everything when every other pretty much moment of your life you're not really being as athletic as you need to be in those moments. So get out there, do a jog, do a jumping jack, touch your toes every day, at least.
Get that cardio and endurance up. That's going to help with tricks for sure.
Set up a kick target in your living room, tape in a note card, hang it
This
from the
is a great
ceiling.
idea.
It's the best thing.
It's so fun.
Hook kicks, backside nines, all the things. In any language, do it.
Make sure it's like absurdly high too. Like you should be able to walk under it fairly easily.
Top of head height.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Get your hips open.
If you haven't fallen over trying to kick it, it's not high enough.
Don't use your hands on it. Mo Sarna took ours down because he smacked it.
Don't let them lie to you. They just got quiet because I was reaching for a pretzel. I let you guys know that it was going to happen. It just did.
He tried to warn you. Okay, so when you guys are coming into, your sessions, is there a certain approach that you have for progressing? Do you maybe have a notebook, or do you watch certain videos before a session, or is there like a ritual that you have? Like, how do you approach the session?
Definitely just walk in, start with cartwheels, and then just kind of follow the path of progression, see what works out. Something hurts, I'll avoid that realm. But then, tricking's great. If you bruise one heel, you can still do swing throughs on the other one. If not, you do a wrap, whatever.
Get creative. I like it.
Yeah, switch it up. Then notebook-wise, only if I'm like really thinking ahead for a sampler and I have a cool idea, then I'll write a trick down. But other than that, I don't really stay that organized. I've tried the notebook thing before.
Yeah, I'm kind of where Alex is with the notebook, and then other times I can go to my notebook when I'm super sore or just overthinking a lot of stuff and can't really get motions out. I just gotta just go back to the notebook and check out what I got going on as far as what I've written down and just drill some of those things. A lot of it's basics and just easy plugins. It's kind of just micromanaging some takeoff stances, landing stances, and like middle of the twist variations and stuff like that. So I'll revert back to those sometimes. But I like to keep an open mind when going into a session, as far as just trying to not trying to go in with a plan that I'm trying to do a quad that night or something, and then walk in and be disappointed in the fact that I'm not going to have a quad that night. So I'll just keep an open mind, see what kind of genre, I guess, if you will, is working for the night, and then go with it and feed that the most. That's where I try to kind of go into my sessions with that mindset.
So it sounds like both of you guys really just feel the moment out and just let that sort of dictate where things are going to go instead of forcing things to happen a certain way. Do you find that it's easier for your progressions to come when you do it that way?
Yeah, I mean, progression comes here and then, so some days you might be just feeling good, but then have a hit or miss session on the things you feel most confident on even. But I don't know about you, Mike, but does the floor and the facility that you train at kind of dictate a session?
Totally. The floor, the vibe, the buildings. It's got to have windows. Like, I need windows. I'm about the details for sure. I like when the music is just cranked up super loud. Love that. Need that. Gotta have it. I like when it's a little bit of a smaller building. If it's too big, I feel like the energy has a lot of room to just kind of escape and not really be condensed in some small area. So I try to stick to the smaller places. Just more, those are more my vibe, I guess.
Something a little bit cozier.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about, small gyms and cozy gyms, your home gym is the tiniest little patch of floor, but somehow you trick on it as if it's like a 1.5 size cheer floor that's like competition grade and all that. Like, how do you manage to navigate in such a small space?
Multiplier goes higher when the floor is tiny on these tricks.
Right? It's crazy.
I feel like just growing up there has helped me have a lot of just kind of air awareness and body control with not running into things, because you kind of have to be aware. Yeah, spatial awareness. I have to be aware of everything at all times.
Proprioception is the term you're looking for.
Yeah, there we go.
Webster's dictionary.
Yeah, so that is where I go in that department.
Nice. So, what is your favorite gym out of everywhere that you've trained? Both of you guys. I think I know Kerwood's answer, but
yeah, shout out to Montco Training Facility back in Harleysville, Pennsylvania. It's the best. It's like still one of the largest facilities I've ever been to. It has 3 great floors.
It's pretty amazing.
Each one has its own, like, there's one dead floor, one's a gymnastics floor, the other's a cheer floor, and they're just so great. The cheer floor is huge. There's the tumble track into a huge foam pit, which is as large as some gyms. And then the rock wall into it. There's the Aussie bed into it, tumble track, whatever. And the people there are so great too.
Oh man, this is a tough one for me. Still contemplating. I think I'm gonna have to say Lawrence Gymnastics Academy in Kansas, because there's an absolutely incredible amount of memories from that place. As far as the people that were really special to me at the time, or still are, and tricks that were landed in there.
Is that the gym you did trip at?
Trip and quad at as well. Yeah,
nice.
That's the gym I can get pretty amped up in. Plus, they got the Bluetooth speakers, so you hook your phone up to Bluetooth. You could walk around the whole floor changing the song, and you're like, "Hey, bro, can you go check the aux?" You're like, "Bro, I got this. My phone's in my pocket. It's on the Bluetooth. It's all good. I'm gonna change the song right now."
To a gym with that.
Technology. So yeah, I like that. And as far as what Alex was saying earlier, or Kerwood, I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about that. What do you like to go by, Alex or Kerwood?
I like Kerwood. There's enough Alexes out there.
All right, Kerwood it is. Anyways, so he was talking about how he likes or maybe not even that he likes it, but he was mentioning the foam pit, the resi, this, that, and the other. Bro, I don't care what your gym has. You can have all the crap in the world. Give me one floor. That's all I want. If 2 people show up, I'm going to tell them to get out of my way because I'm tricking and I'm taking it serious. But anyways, I just need the floor. So give me the floor. Don't try to hype me up about anything else. If you got a trampoline, that's pretty cool because I'll probably use it for a little bit. But I got to just have one floor. That's all I need. No foam pit, no tumble track, none of that crap. Just give me a
basics.
Foam. Just give me the foam. Give me the whole full-size spring floor.
Big ups to any gym with a video playback next to the floor, so you can just watch what you just did on slow delay.
Yes, we have a gym that's not far from that gym that I mentioned. It's my favorite. that actually has that. They have a TV screen and a camera that views right down where you were tricking at. So right after you do your tricks, like 30 seconds later, it plays on the TV, so you can kind of watch things as you do them. But real quick, let's go back to that gym I was talking about. Shouts out to them because they always let me in for free because I bring a lot of trickers. So thank you, Lawrence Gymnastics Academy.
Big ups to any gym that have dogs. Those are the best session pups. Good atmosphere as long as it's not running into your B-twist.
Yeah,
Like
that's the big problem. Yeah, Atlas, my dog, he is not good with like heightened activity. He wants to be a part of that heightened activity. It's like very important that he is in the dead center underfoot of that. And that is not conducive for tricking and people going upside down and spinning around lots of times.
You get rocked with a butterfly kick. Easily.
But it's okay because he's like the most adorable dog that there kind of ever was, so he can get away with a lot.
Yeah, he definitely has his moments of cuteness. Okay, so back to talking about tricking. So, let's see, we talked about the gyms. What's your favorite gathering that you guys have been to?
Favorite gathering? Ooh, that is a tough one because my first gathering was Epic 2011, and that was just an awesome gathering. I got really into the community before really being good at tricks, so I got to really experience that. And then when
Epic 2000 which?
11, so it
That was,
the
and you said that was your first gathering.
winter gathering, yeah, because they were doing the biannual gatherings then.
That was.
And then just after that was the big ol' Dreadnought gathering where everyone went down. Everything went down. Everyone went hard. Everyone also lost a lot of weight because it was 200 degrees in it. But that was a good one. Those were my first two gatherings. And then immediately after that, I helped run one of my first gatherings. It was ECG at Modco Gathering. A bunch of people came out from the Maryland and New York areas and NTBS. So that was really, really prime. Nice start with 3 gatherings in my tricking career.
Yeah, that Epic 2011, that was, by all technicalities, that was my first gathering. If you don't count the 2010, what was it called? The Roanoke Tricksters Gathering, I believe. Rudy hosted it. I was in the corner watching everyone at that point. I think Towels was there, Alex Hunter, John Vanek, Corey Brown, I think Christian Hubbard, a couple of other. No, ACB wasn't at that one. Shout out to ACB for just being one of the best people I've ever met in my life.
Yes.
But
shout out to ACB for writing one of my papers when I was in college.
Straight up?
Straight up.
That's awesome.
Seriously,
Okay,
shout out
tell
ACB.
this story before we get back to anything, because this is important.
You know, sometimes when I was in school, like go to college, I'd be like walking past the cafe on my way to class, running late because my other class got out late or something, and I'm like, bro, I need biscuits and gravy. So I would stop off and generally end up skipping class. So no, not all the time, but anyways, yeah, kind of. And eventually that led to people Alex has the Snapchat rolling. It's getting me all distracted and whatnot. Okay,
we got
so
a sleeper.
yes, there is a sleeper in the studio currently. But anyways, where were we at? You guys got between the sleeping, the Snapchatting. I'm lost right now.
Okay. I completely lost where we were at too before we were talking about the
ACB.
sleeping.
You got into a story.
Okay, so you're
cool.
telling the story.
Yes, I didn't pay attention in class. Basically, I procrastinated, and I made a status on Facebook, and I was like, "Yo, I need something to help me write a paper. I just need some help. Help me." And then ACB, Asian Country Boy, Wilmar jumped up on there, and he was like, "Bro, I got you. I'll write the whole thing. What is it about? You just give me the little details, and I've got you." And
Like, I'm on it.
he got
That's
me,
awesome.
bro. I got a B+. I was stoked. Shout out to ACB. He wrote that. I feel like it was like not even 24 hours or something. He killed it.
That is truly amazing.
A true friend.
Okay, so back to the question that sparked that side story where we got slightly distracted because we have a guest sort of sitting in on our podcast right now that she's a little sleepy. So, anyways, back to the gathering question. Mike, what is your favorite gathering that you've been to?
I cannot answer that question because I would say that every single gathering that I've been to has been significantly different than the last in some, at least in some small or big way, really. So yeah, I can't even. There's not a favorite. I cannot pick. I think that all of them have been really special.
You're lying.
To me as well. You think I'm lying?
You're lying.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a favorite. DMG defeated me. It did. It broke me a little
Should have
inside.
been rescheduled.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
went
we should have
into that
rescheduled. We
talking
should have went
about
1
how-
week later. I would have been much healthier. 1 week later, reschedule. Hashtag.
The entire morning of DMG, he was talking about how it needed to be rescheduled. It was like almost a loop.
Over and over. Friday, the first day, right when the gathering was about to start, it was just, yo, we got to reschedule.
Guys, I can't do this.
I can't do this. You know what else I cannot do right now?
Stop eating those pretzels.
Resist these Valencia peanut butter filled pretzel nuggets. Shout out.
I think he's trying to get that sponsor.
Shout out to Kirkland's Signature. Sponsor your boy.
Kirkland's, you can also sponsor us with fruit snacks and refer to our other podcast at BB Hero Inc., where we
You can send us anything you want. Just send us the pretzels.
I think you guys do dried fruit too. That'd be nice.
Just always looking for.
Oh wait, no, I got
free
some.
shit.
I got some Kirkland corduroys. Yo, send at least 3. I want blue, gray, and another brown.
Okay.
Give them all that. Just give me the pretzels. That's all I want.
So
I'll give you my PayPal address. I'll give you my address, my house, whatever you need. I'll give you my social security number if you're going to give me these pretzels. That's where I'm at with this.
it's about the pretzels. That's the most important thing. Okay, so back to tricking. Where do you guys see tricking going in the next 5 to 10 years as far as like what's possible? You know, like first off, did you think that we would be where we are 5 years ago when you were looking forward?
I mean, I want Mike to answer that because he's the one doing it. He's the one breaking what we thought was 5 years ago possible.
Well, I can get to this question here in about 5 seconds. I'm finishing up this pretzel right now. Anyways,
So while you're chewing, I think when I started tricking, I thought it was cool because it was the moves that were really hard in, say, TV shows or video games, and now it's like absurdly past that. And we're doing the variations of, or the next step for the trick, and like really pushing boundaries. And I'm just like, how are scientists just not waiting to line up with like G-force counters and just talk about what we're doing? Because how we generate all this like force off of one foot and all the physics of it. It's
I think people just don't know yet about tricking. Like it just hasn't fallen into the right hands of someone who's like, whoa, that's fucking cool. There is someone who I have a feeling if he did get a hold of tricking and realize what it was he was seeing, he would really latch onto it and start doing some of those studies. And that's Stephen Kotler and his team with Flow Genome Project. And they study the flow state. And the flow state is actually that place you go when you're just in the middle of that trick, or you're just in that perfect feeling. It's when everything sort of goes away and you're not worried about bills and you're not worried about what whoever just said to you that hurt your feelings or what have you. You're just focused on that moment. And scientists actually are calling it the deep now, which is not the most scientific of terms, but it's very accurate. But I think if we could get it in front of the right people, we can start getting some of that information, like about the science and everything behind it.
Yeah, I think tricking just needs a shift. I think what it's been doing hasn't necessarily been wrong, but who's been doing it, I think, has been the wrong person. So I think that
yes, you.
Yes, you.
No, but you're the one leading the charge here, Chief.
No. I'm just trying to trick, but like the people.
He's unsilhouetting these moves that we have in our video game of sport. Like they're all visible now. Whether we can all unlock them or not, we can see someone's got it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Give me some. Boom.
No,
yep,
but that's really the truest thing about what you're doing is.
I just mean as far as competitions and sponsors and other things like that.
Yeah,
like,
I did think that.
Like people that have tried to push tricking in a certain way, they've all done fantastic. But I think that I think we need other people to pick up the ball that was dropped by certain people and carry the torch on. Because it's not that it wasn't working; it's just that the person working it wasn't working it properly.
Yeah, for
nothing
me,
against that person either, because I'm homies with just about everybody. But I just think that everybody goes through certain things and learns certain things about everything and whatever that they go through. So I think maybe now that it's just time for a certain person to rise up to the new occasion and take care of where we need to go.
And how do you mean that? Do you mean that in like providing infrastructure, in providing tricks, providing gyms? Like what specifically are you talking about?
I don't know. Maybe it's just like some vets, some people that have been in tricking for a long time, kind of falling out of it a little bit now because they're a little older and can't really do much with it, but they still keep up. They know the terminology. They know what's going on. They're involved. They love it. I think that's where those people need to kind of step up and do something together. I think what's going on right now is there's so many separate functions. I know there's like a gathering organizers meeting that goes down where there's a bunch of different gathering organizers. But I think what draws a lot of attention for tricking is trying to get it, get a sponsor, get something. Like there's everybody in the back of their head at some point, I feel like, thinks about trying to get sponsored in some way, trying to do something cool with their talent that they have. And I think, the best way to do that is just to kind of have some sort of organization that looks good as a sport, not just the collective gathering. The collective gatherings, those are awesome. Those are great times. Would never change what they are. I want those to stay a separate thing, but I think we also need some sort of
those are for us.
Some sort of structure. Yeah, those are for us. That's playtime. That's like recess. We need to have some sort of structured event, I think, that could go down and start to take things a little more serious, that would make something like the X Games or wherever our goal as a community for tricking is to go. We should kind of figure that out and go there together, because you can't really go there separate.
A big expo where you can just have a big expo. Show people what we do. It doesn't have to be really a competition, but even just on a big stage, that would be tight, I think.
And I think that we're starting to branch into those things. I know some of those ideas are things that I've been talking with other promoters, people who host gatherings and events and do apparel and various things within tricking. And we've all talked about those things. We just haven't been able to get it at the right time. It's almost like the community fights back on all of these things as soon as they start getting pushed out. And they never really give anybody the full chance to screw it up. Like they assume that it's screwed up because it's X person from the beginning. And so then when it comes to fruition, everyone is like, okay, well, it was exactly as I thought it was going to be. Shit. And so then with that framing, it makes it hard for people to feel like they can come into the sport and start organizing stuff, because they're like, okay, well, we watch these 3 guys, or whoever come in and do this and do that. And then this is how the community responded. And they said, fuck these people and get out of our sport. And you're not welcome here. And we're boycotting. And they were difficult. And, so I feel like there's a little bit of a maturity shift that needs to happen within tricking, before.
Clearly, we have a lot of trolls and just issues in that department.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things is like knowing when to troll and when we need to like stop and take a serious moment to address the
I don't
issue.
even know if trolling is really ever necessary.
It's interesting because the trolling can be either beneficial, it's like make or break, but then it's really like when you look at the percentages of who really attends a gathering, who knows the community and the history, and really like the community, an inside perspective of the sport, and that there, say, 100 of us that have that perspective. At least in the tricking page on Facebook, there's 22,000 people. So when there's a troll that offsets one thing that just started, all these people see this and they get this off-put perspective of this thing, and just a snowball effect after that. So our ratio is super off.
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying there.
And let's be real, what's the real intent behind being a troll? What is their real intent?
To get a laugh from
like numbers on their comments.
Yeah.
Is it ever really pointed at helping
Brian.
that tricker
What's
grow in
your
any way?
Here?
Is it ever really pointing at helping that tricker grow in any way or anything like that? I mean,
oh, definitely not.
Exactly. So why even leave that there? You got to be positive and encouraging.
There's usually a clear line between constructive criticism and trolling. And you can definitely just tell someone how to fix their touch on eyes, but then if it's like a pretty bomb trick and you tell them it's trash, you're just being a jerk. I think that's a pretty loose example, but
yeah, it's definitely on a case-by-case basis, but there are times where people are just unnecessarily, not even just rude, but just just unnecessary in the purest of it. Like, why are you even doing this? Like, why did you have?
Yeah, I feel like there was.
That?
I feel like there was a some sort of sampler of you done by someone very recently that kind of hits home with what we're talking about right now. We won't drop names or anything. But yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm just waiting for your content. I'm still subscribed to 10 of your YouTube channels. Anyways,
okay, back to the positivity.
That was positive. How about a pretzel?
Yeah, push content. Keep going.
All right, guys, we've been doing this for quite a while, so I think we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up. And I first off, I want to thank both of you guys for coming out here tonight. I know it's fairly late right now, but I really appreciate you being on the first TorqueTalk. Hopefully we can have you guys on many others and we can continue discussions just like these, and really just talk about the things that people don't talk about in tricking, and maybe we can move the needle. Maybe we can start to make a shift to where we can have some of those things happening, where there is progress and there are sponsorships for trickers, and this can be a lifestyle that is a career. I really believe that we can make that happen. So thank you guys for coming. Do you guys have any other final thoughts that you want to pass on to people listening?
Ooh.
Subscribe to me on YouTube.
Watch my YouTube stuff too. Yeah, check it out.
Trying to get that moving.
Give it a peep. Really go help Alex out though. Subscribe, check his stuff out, because he's trying to do bigger things with his YouTube channel. I just want you guys to watch my tricks and get ideas so that I can get ideas from your ideas that were from my ideas. an inception of ideas. So yeah, cool. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening to the first Torque Talk. I'm super stoked and honored to be a part of the first one. And I couldn't have done it without the company of these Valencia peanut butter filled pretzel nuggets provided by Mr. Kerwood. We just pounded it. Yep. All right, cool. Thanks guys for listening, and I'm out.
See ya.
All right. So if you guys want to pick up any of our gear, specifically the No Bad Sessions tee that we talked about, pop on over to TorqueTricking.com, and we look forward to talking to you soon.